Hello and welcome back to Songs of Six. I am the Fiend, and today we're just going to start right away going on our build, continuing the Dwarf City build. I don't really have much to go over other than I need to build some smithies. I need to get my basic infrastructure down, although we've got iron coming in now finally, and there's ore here and coal as well. And they're pulling that relatively quickly. We're also probably going to get a Cithalon mine so that we can start worshipping. We have these nice laboratories. We've got space for 20 humans and the housing next to them. So I'm probably going to double that and remove this area and start spreading it. I will also need to put in some canals, a few canals to get the waterworks going, to get some baths in this area. I'd like them to ideally have baths like right near their house, like right next to services, so that they could take a nice bath. Probably in here. That might be nice. Who knows? But I will pull a canal through all the way down, and I'm gonna see if I can't get this whole city up and running and glorious. The next time you see it, it is not gonna look anything like this. So take a screenshot, take a mental picture, and say goodbye to what we've got going on. Although the theme and the organization should stay the same, I've planned this to be a growing version of itself. So these little cubbies will be here, and then there'll be large square sectors like this for all kinds of different things like services, wells, speakers, hearths, training grounds, things like that. So you can see the training grounds over here, they don't reach anywhere near over here, and I could technically have a bunch, and there's space for 30 guys to train in here. Different than I normally do it. I usually will do 50, 50, 50. I chose to do 2 30s. Just thought I'd do something a little different. But we've got a lot of things to do today. I probably will start doing cut stone immediately, as I'm making my own iron, and cut stone is the next obvious thing, and then weaving fabric probably. Pottery will be on the list, but I think that my clay mine is all the way over here, or all the way, yeah, much further over there. So what we'll likely do is build a area over here for Cretonians to farm grain, as well as Garthimes to mine the clay, and then we'll have some spots for people to farm. Some humans can farm, some Cretonians can farm. It doesn't matter, they're both good at it. But I'd like to keep the humans in the laboratory first until we get into a conflict. So that brings me to my second point. I need a dungeon, and I just realized that I should build space for maybe 150, 200 guys and a slaver, so that we can start turning them into our own variants, and then we don't have to buy them and spend money on it. So it's gonna be a big episode today. I hope you guys don't mind that. I know some people probably want to watch the every second part of it, but I did that on the Ocean Man video, and you can go back and check that one out. It was very popular, and I do think about running a series like that in the future. I know I run the same series kind of the same way, but I'd like to get at least the Dundarian series done before I start doing anything wild, anything crazy. Because this is a tried and true method of recording and uploading, and I really want to hit 1,000. So be sure to sub if you're still following along. A lot of the analytics I kind of ignore, but I like to comment on them, because that's usually when people leave. It's about when I just started talking about things like that. So if you guys find that to be annoying, I'm sorry, but do expect me to stop as soon as I hit 1,000, because once you hit 1,000, you start to steamroll. Hitting 700 yesterday was a great feat, and I'm extremely excited for that. But I need 300 more, and I am counting the days. If I can do what I did last week and get 200 people in 1 week, I could definitely hit 1,000 before my birthday, which is coming up in February. So that's my goal. That is my goal. So be sure to sub, and if you hate me for it, I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'll see you in a minute. Ah, here we are. Finally, it took a while, huh? That's how long our city is. It's such a long, long city. And that's what she said. That's what everyone says. Here we are, though, in our capital, our throne room. I'm gonna go over what I've done in this episode. This is probably... Let me check. Yeah, 4 hours now I've been going. So this is a lot of work in the city. You can see I've got these nice statues here to line the back hall of my throne room. We've got some pillars holding up the ceiling. We have our storage room, warehouse, filled with Sithalon. Roughly 500, yep, 585, which, if I check, should be popping their environment up to 0.5. I believe they need 1,000, roughly, for the population they're at to be happy with Sithalon in the storage facilities. They like to keep that stuff stored away. Some people like gems, some like rations, some like whatever. They like Sithalon. Very expensive. But it's useful in the same regard because if you do run into any problems, you can just sell it. And then you have tons of money. So here we are, though. We've got our warehouse, our janitor, bunch of housing in here, and we're still missing lots of housing. I still need to get housing situated, probably upgrade the houses. We have quite a bit of technology, so I'll probably do that. We've got 3 nice dungeons, each at 48, so roughly 150 people. We have a jeweler, tailor, smithy, mechanic, potter, mason, and carpenter mini workshops over here so that I can get the base resources I needed to create other parts of the city. Machine parts, I needed to upgrade the laboratories, and jewelry, I needed to build this nice temple, but I'll get to that in a minute. We built 2 new training grounds, and yep, pretty soon we can upgrade them. Actually, I can upgrade this one right now and this one, so we'll upgrade those 2, and then we're gonna have to wait to upgrade the others. We have 200 trained guys, although we have a pretty decent chance of being raided. The guys are well trained, decently well trained, and they are decently well equipped, but I sold all of their armor so that I could purchase some stuff to get the city to where it's at now. I was gonna say I have been waiting to upgrade this, and perfect, we upgraded the lavatory, we've upgraded the shrines. All these shrines are upgraded. The wells are upgraded for the most part. We just need to get some more cut stone and then we can upgrade these wells. The hearths are upgraded. We have a temple to a 30, and this is giving us almost 80% access to temple. So we're almost to the point where we need to be at for Cantors. I'll probably put another one of these temples in somewhere else, maybe on this half of the city, so that way we can get what we need and we don't need to build these giant temples. We can just have these small little temples, and they're sacrificing Sithalon. We have 2 chambers for 2 different nobles. One noble is for industry and one is for treasury. We've got our nice upgraded food stall and market. I opened this up. I don't know if this was open before. I think I might have it closed. I opened this up so that we could reach here. I expanded some of the export depots. Mostly we're exporting lots of stuff. We only import grain, actually. We only import grain. And that's in case our farms stop running. We have all of these nice houses, and this pool here has been struggling to fill this up. But I have to probably build one more pump to finish this off, because in order to put a gatehouse all the way over here, I had to build a culvert, and then the culvert slows down the pressure. In order to get the pressure up, I have to build another pump. Wow, so fun. We've got the hugest, most massive Sithalon mine you could ever imagine. I don't know why I didn't go over it when I was scrolling through. This big ass Sithalon mine where tons of workers, 137 are working. I think over 600, yep, can work here. We've got our space for the Garthimes to live, some coal, and ore, and I'm actually going to do this. We're going to remove these 2 mines because we have a charcoaler out here and he's doing exceptionally well making charcoal. So we don't need those miners in this. I made a joke about that to one of the younger Fiend followers the other day. It is a precarious spot to be when you make jokes like that. You don't want miners anywhere near your city at all. Especially not those types. If you're talking about mining Dundarians, that's okay. Weird jokes aside, we're gonna continue. I like to be weird. That's part of my life. We've got our metal smelter. We've got the brewer, the little baby brewer, and these two metal smelters are going to have to get fixed up and changed. This brewer can go at any time. He's trying to keep up with the alcohol production in the city, but he cannot. Although we have actually really good amounts of pottery and coal, and we can actually pop this up now. We finally have things that are up there. For a while, we had no grain, and it's because I had it set to purchase the grain at a specific price, and I didn't realize that I had it set below the price cap, so I wasn't purchasing any grain. We have a carpenter, giant carpenter, these little smiley face shaped buildings. Big old carpenter workshop, should have full guys. I don't know why it keeps auto employing them. And this too, we have a nice huge workshop for paper. People I always see complaining that they don't have enough paper. I always have more paper than I ever need, and I'm actually exporting it. I should be. Yeah, we don't have a worker there, of course. I should be exporting that. Next, we have a brewer and baker. So the brewery is, for future reference, is just going to be this one moved over here. And then I have these spaces behind for haulers. I'm going to put little haulers in behind. And then we have all of the Dundarian housing up behind here. Nice and organized. I need to put some services, probably open this part of the mountain. Actually, likely not. I like that it's closed off. So this gatehouse and these two gatehouses here close off the entire capital. If I close them, the capital is closed off. And nobody can get in. They would have to pound their way through the gatehouse to get to us. And that's not happening. We've got some nice little services over here. A little guard post, charcoaler. And in the future, I may think about upgrading the charcoaler. But charcoaler is one of the most efficient production buildings in the entire game. I think, they literally just turn wood instantly into tons and tons of coal. It's amazing. We have these two giant grain farms and two little opiate farms. They've been just kind of chugging away, making opiates. We've got, a dozen? How many pumps we got? 9 pumps. We've got a food stall, little grain warehouse here, janitor, etc., and then the housing for the humans who work the pumps. Most of the humans work the pumps. Some of the humans work in laboratories. A lot of humans work at the pumps. We have the far base. This is a little fortress I built. I like the design of it. I put some arms and armor in here, and I put room for 10 people to live. The idea is if we get assaulted and they're coming from this way, the easiest way for them to cross the river is over that. I don't think that this deep water stops armies from traveling. I think the armies can travel through it. But if they do have to travel over ground, and this is the only way they can do it, then they're going to have to go through this castle, and we'll have guys inside trying to protect it on the walls, and then we'll also have guys over here. So I'll probably make a dedicated 20-person arms, like 20 guys, or 10 maybe, just so they can sit over here on this area. For aesthetics. It's just for aesthetics, for fun. We have our clay digger. I know for a fact that I will never ever use this, but I did want to build it because it looked cool and I liked that island. And I had built it a nice shape, and then I realized that we're a square city and we don't need shapes, so I got rid of the shapes. Onto our global map here. We've got Short Haven and Short Heaven. I'm going to struggle with names on this one because we're the Short Kingdom, and I'm just going to name everything after short things. So it likely will have short in every single name. I'm not that original or creative. We've got a lot of mushrooms being produced. I could up that. I'm going to for now, and then I'll just keep waiting for this base to hit the next population cap, which is 1.4. So if I actually go and hit that, that should get us up to 1.9. And then we might want to do like the growth for the region capacity, something along those lines. Trying to grow these regions is a little easier than when we had the Garthimes. Oh, Okay, that happens. I don't know why. It's a little easier than when we had the Garthemes, and we are sending back so much mushrooms. It's not even funny. Like 200 mushrooms from here on the first level, 300 from here on the second level. And it seems to dip and dive. I think the amount of people you have affects it. I'm not sure. But they're sending mushrooms, and we have a huge warehouse over here dedicated for imports from our regions. I'm going to have these guys strictly sending mushrooms, and they're not really good at making anything else. Maybe some pigs or something like that, who knows. But they're going to be sending goods to us, and then they'll be stored here in the warehouse. If I need to, if I don't want spare mushrooms and I feel like I have way too many, I can go like this and I can start selling off excess mushrooms, stuff like that, so that the goods that are being sent to our capital aren't just going to waste. We upgraded our giant laboratories. I also changed the laboratories and the housing situation over here. I added much more housing and huge laboratories, 3 of them. There was 2 here, and then the housing, and then I decided I needed another one, so I put this one here. That was just so that I could get the temple. Finally, now have the temple and have tons of access to other things, so I can upgrade this one in the near future. I think it takes 120, yep, 120 iron to upgrade. We have the biggest admin building I was willing to build for this point in the game. And then we also have a hunter. A hunter is grabbing leather from the world, and they bring that back, and then it goes to the tailor, and the tailor is trying to keep up with clothing. Neither the clothing or the brews are keeping up, and the jewelry is turned off. A lot of these things are preparing for the next episode. Basically so that I have these small sources of income, and then I have the court finally being made. So the gem mine here is very small and extremely slow. I'm looking to probably upgrade that as well. And basically the whole next episode is going to be trying to expand our kingdom. We're going to probably have to beat up this group of guys here, Roviman, blah blah blah, whatever his name is. I don't really understand. Roviman. These guys need to go, and they're our trade partner for now, and they actually have good trade deals. But I don't want people. I don't want them around me anymore. God dang it! And if I need money, I'll get it from somewhere else. Oh, actually, I'll likely send a group of soldiers up here because that connects to Short Heaven a little bit, and then I'll send some over here too. I think that these Dundarians, although they are my friends, and they are the same race as me, I'm gonna have to beat them up first. Because they are the guys that aren't giving me the good deals I want. They don't have as much money. They have more money, so they're willing to spend less. So 1.1k on that. 1.4. And I was a fool. I destroyed Haven here, and they were willing to sell or buy Sithlon for 2k. And that was part of the thing I was trying to do, is make a lot of money off them before I killed them. But they decided they wanted to play hardball. So I wiped them off the face of the earth. But so far so good. This city is doing amazing. I'm excited with how well it's going and where it's gonna go. I put a ton of decoration and time into decorating this episode too, because normally in my series I kind of ignore decorations. I never put torches, I never put benches, I never put statues unless I really need to. So I'm trying to do it like as I go. I'm trying to make things flow and kind of look how I think they would look. So the idea for me is that the Dundarians live in like a giant hall. This is their hallway, and they have their workplaces in between them, and they have their services kind of close to that as well. So there's going to be some services tucked in here, some more services tucked in here, and I'll probably clear out all of this. So much mountain. You can hear how tired I am. I've been playing for so long. Probably should cut that, but when it comes to editing, I personally like to keep it all in there. Most of it, at least. So, with that being said, I will leave you guys to it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.